Hi, my name is Nika Anderson, and I'm a digital solution consultant at ServiceNow for the IT Asset Management Solution, also known as ITAM. At ServiceNow, we are continuously innovating to provide best-in-class technology for our customers. Today, I'll be going over the new enhancements coming out in the San Diego release for hardware asset management, also referred to as HAM. In this Tech Bite, we'll discuss what's new in the San Diego release. And for hardware asset management, these features include IT Asset Offboarding and the HAM Workspace. So with ServiceNow's hardware asset management, you can reduce your technology expenses by gaining visibility into your organization's software, hardware, and cloud assets, and know where these assets are being used. Hardware asset management allows you to avoid unbudgeted costs and control shadow IT spending. Secondly, HAM can reduce asset risk throughout the business by minimizing lost, stolen, or ghost assets. And third, you can automate the full technology lifecycle and track hardware end-to-end. With HAM, you'll be able to onboard and offboard employees a lot faster and manage refresh cycles. The first feature I'll be discussing is the Hardware Asset Manager Workspace, which is included in HAM Professional. The HAM Workspace serves as a one-of-a-kind centralized command center to track and manage all things asset. The workspace incorporates a modernized look and feel using our Next Experience user interface, which is part of the San Diego release. The three deliverables that come out of the HAM Workspace include being able to discover important actions in a single easy-to-use dashboard for your critical asset tasks. You can also improve the asset lifecycle management process and data accuracy with corrective recommendations through the entire asset lifecycle. And third, drive action with visibility into open inventory management tasks. Diving into the Hardware Asset Workspace, asset managers can quickly identify critical action items and get the data they need to drive outcomes. This can reduce the complexity and guesswork of the day-to-day job and get data more effectively. So drilling into the perspectives, on the left-hand panel, we have Hardware Asset Overview, which I'm in now, Inventory, Asset Estate, and Model Management, as well as Asset Operations. So jumping into Hardware Asset Overview, one thing to note in all of these views, we have the Important Action section to identify some actionable insights on any missing data or other important tasks. And we'll notice here that we have some missing data across some records, and we can populate these as needed. Going down into the next section, we have quick links, which are relevant dashboards on asset functions like model normalization, asset requests, transfer orders, and so forth. And these are configurable based off of what's most quickly needed. As we go along, we can filter for location, stockroom, or model category. And so as we filter through these items, the widgets will change based off of the data that we're specifically looking for. Scrolling down into the next section, we have some configurable widgets here, both within this 360 asset view, as well as overall performance. And we'll get some commonly asked reports to provide additional insight and display the data that we need with interactive charts. We can quickly go into this specific section of the report. And if we need to pull this report, we can go into export. And so we can jump into some of these other views, such as inventory. And we'll see here that consistently across the different views, we also get these important action cards, some of the widgets related to that specific view, such as inventory. In model management, we have several tabs classified based off of our different models. We can also configure this view to edit columns and add whatever information we need. And we can also export this list as well. So all within a singular workspace, the asset manager can quickly get the data that's needed for day-to-day work and drive outcomes and gain visibility into the health of the hardware asset data. Another feature coming out in the San Diego release is the IT asset offboarding. This is included in HAM Professional. So businesses need a simplified way to track the full asset offboarding process to get the most value out of hardware and software assets. The offboarding process can involve many steps, typically with a lot of manual work and inefficiencies in the asset lifecycle. This can result in missing assets, improper asset disposal, or inaccurate hardware data. And with ServiceNow's IT asset offboarding, asset managers can automate the entire lifecycle and removal of hardware during the offboarding process with a prescriptive workflow. So being able to leverage this technology, you can simplify that process, and this helps make it easy to determine the most optimal path for that hardware. So let's dive into the IT asset offboarding process. Asset managers can simply track and manage the assets that need to be offboarded. So here we have a list of our asset reclamation requests. Diving into this asset reclamation request, we can see here who this is requested for, what asset is being reclaimed, as well as how we're going to reclaim it and the workflow that is pending for this hardware asset. Once we have seen that this is shipped, we can go in to populate the data. And once we've received this hardware asset, we can go in to close the task. We can generate a new task to evaluate the hardware asset and determine the health of the asset and whether we can redeploy, repair, or dispose of it, and close out this task. Once we've gone through the entire offboarding lifecycle for this hardware asset, we'll notice all of the stages are complete from this workflow. IT asset offboarding is a simplified way to track the entire process to get the most value out of your hardware assets. And this concludes the high-level overview of the new features in the Now platform for the San Diego release of hardware asset management. A full list of additional features and fixes for our existing products can be found at our product documentation website at docs.servicenow.com. Here you can find helpful information to upgrade to the San Diego instance. Please remember to review the release notes from your current version of the platform to the San Diego version. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to check out our other San Diego release sessions.